All right, so we're gonna start. Choose how to use balloons. You said what? No, this one's different. This is understand subtraction. You did understand addition. So like I just assigned it like 10 minutes before class started. So there's no way you could have done it last class. So this one is similar to addition, but it's subtraction. So choose how to use balloons to send the ship through the hoop. So we need to get from 3 to 0. So that means we need to go down 3. So we need to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. So that means we're either looking at this one, the third option, or the fourth option. So it's going to be the fourth option because we're cutting the balloons. If you cut the balloons, that means the ship's going to fall. If you add balloons, the ship's going to go up. We want it to go down, so we're going to cut balloons. So cutting the balloons is going to be our correct option.
Choose how to use balloons or weights to send the ship through the hoop.
And then for the people that were here last class, you already know weights bring you down, but the people that weren't here, the weights go down, the balloons go up. So since there's no balloons with the scissors, that means all these balloons here are going up. And as you can see, our ship needs to go down. So we know it can't be this one, it can't be this one, because those go up. And we need to go down 1, 2, 3. So Cam 1, how many weights do we need to go down? 2 or 3?
3.
Yes, that's correct. All right, Daryl, which option over here is going to get the ship through the hoop?
The third one.
Yes, cut the 2 balloons. That's correct, because we need to go down 1, 2. So cutting 2 balloons will get us down. All right, Manuel, which option over here will get the ship through the hoop? We'll try Jameis Lee. Do you know which option will get the ship through the hoop? All right, we'll try Marbly. Marbly, do you know which option will get
The first one?
the first one? Yes, because we need to go down 2. 1, 2. So 2 weights will bring us down 2.
What is one way to move the ship down 2 units?
All right, Farge, do you know how to move a ship down 2 units? All right, so it looks like we got 3 answers. So we'll go with Camwan. How do you move the ship down? 2.
Subtract 2 balloons.
Yes, that's correct.
Balloons can be represented with positive numbers. 5 balloons minus 2 balloons is 5 minus 2. What is another way to move the ship down 2 units?
All right, Daryl, what's another way to move the ship down 2 units?
Subtract 2 weights.
It's actually going to be add 2 weights, because if we add 2 weights to the ship, it's going to go down. But like if you already had 2 weights on the ship and you take the 2 weights away, it's going to go up. So it's going to be add 2 weights, because we want to add 2 weights to this to bring it down. See what happened? They added the weights, then it fell down.
5 balloons plus 2 weights is 5 plus negative 2. Subtracting 2 and adding negative 2 have the same effect.
So that's important to know. When you subtract a positive 2, that's the same thing as adding a negative 2. So subtracting a positive and adding a negative are the same.
The ship starts with 6 balloons. It needs to move down 5 units. Which subtraction expression represents starting at 6 and moving down 5 units?
All right, David, we're on iReady, and we're doing the new lesson, Understand Subtraction with Integers. So we're going kind of slow, so you can probably catch up. All right, so Marbly, you're next. Which subtraction expression represents starting at 6 and moving down 5 units?
6 minus 5.
Yes. All right, Jamesley, I called on Marbly, but we're on the iReady lesson, Understand Subtraction with Integers. So you can try to get caught up. Like, we're not going that fast, so you could probably catch up. So Marbly, you are correct. You start at 6, and then if you want to go down 5 units, you subtract positive 5. So 6 minus 5, 6 minus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will get us to the 1.
What is the difference?
All right, Jamesley, what's 6 minus 5?
1.
Yes. 6 minus 5, we ended right here, which is 1.
Which addition expression represents starting at 6 and moving down 5 units?
All right, Camon, which one is 6, starts at 6 and moves down 5? Yeah.
6 plus negative 5.
Correct. When you add a negative, that's the same thing as subtracting. So we got to keep that in mind. 6 plus negative 5. So you all might want to write that down somewhere in your notes if you can't remember that. Adding a negative is the same as subtracting a positive. All right, Daryl, what's 6 plus negative 5? Daryl, do you know? 6 plus negative 5? All right, we'll try David. David, do you know 6 plus negative 5?
6 plus negative 5.
Yeah.
Negative 1. Oh, no.
You said it's what? All right, David, you said is what? Yes, it's 1. Because 6 minus 5 and 6 plus negative 5 are the same thing. So you're going to get the same answer. Subtracting a positive is the same thing as adding a negative.
Complete the sentence.
6 minus 5 and 6 plus negative 5 are equivalent. They're the same thing. Subtracting a positive and adding a negative are the same. Equivalent means the same.
6 minus 5 and 6 plus negative 5 are equivalent. Choose the answer that correctly completes the sentence.
All right. Marbly, do you know this one? Subtracting a number is the same as what?
Trouble, C. Can I say it?
I think Daryl just said it, but yeah, Camon, you can say it also.
It's number C. First one.
Camon, what do you say it is?
And the opposite of the number.
Yeah, adding the opposite. So Daryl, you said C. It's not subtracting the opposite. It's actually adding the opposite. Because if you go look up here in the top right, when you subtract a number, that's the same thing as adding the opposite of the number that you just subtracted. So we subtracted 5, which is the same thing as adding negative 5. So adding the opposite of the number is the same as subtracting.
Subtracting a number is the same as adding its opposite.
So subtracting is probably the hardest operation out of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
The number line shows negative 2 minus 6. Which other expression does the number line show?
All right, negative 2 minus 6 is the same as which of these? Remember, subtracting a positive is the same thing as adding its opposite. So we'll go with David. Negative 2 minus 6 is the same as which one?
Wait, am I in the wrong class right now?
Yeah, I think so. It's a second period right now.
I can't find my second period class.
Hold on, I'll find it for you.
Okay.
Um,
I just need the Zoom code or the password.
all right, hold on, give me a second. This is Brandon F, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're in Miss Hendricks, so I'll message her and I'll get the information. So just stay right here, and I'll get it to you in the chat.
Okay.
All right, David, do you know the answer yet?
Oh, you were talking.
Yeah.
All right. It's negative 2 plus negative 6.
Yes. Subtracting 6 is the same thing as adding negative 6.
Which expressions are modeled on the number line? Choose both expressions.
All right. Cam on. Which two on here are the same? Okay.
5 plus -2. Wait. -5 plus -2.
Yeah. And what else? Nope, not 5 plus -2. Remember, the first number is always going to stay the same. So that means we can get rid of this one. Yes, -5 minus 2. Because remember, when they're the same, the first one's always the same. So let me underline that. The first one's always the same. And then you subtract the positive and then add the same number but the negative version. So adding the negative and subtracting the positive.
Find 7 minus 9. First, write the expression as addition.
All right, Brandon F. Oh, he left. Never mind. All right, so we gotta do this as addition. So, let's go with David. What are we gonna write in here? If we want to do 7 minus 9 as addition.
-9.
Yes, -9.
Now add.
-2.
-2. Let's see if that's correct. So we're at 7 and we're subtracting 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, you're correct. -2.
7 minus 9 equals -2. Find -4 minus 10. First, write the expression as addition.
All right, Jameis Lee, can you do this one for us? All right, how about Marbley? Can you do this one?
So the first one is -4.
All right, -4.
Second one 10.
Well, not 10.
-10.
Yeah, -10. Remember, subtracting a positive is the same thing as adding the negative version of that number. So you gotta always put the negative on this iReady lesson.
That's correct. Let's use the equivalent expression. -4 plus -10. Now add.
6. -6.
No, start at -4 on the number line. So start right here. I'm not going to draw it. I want to see if you can come up with it yourself. And you're doing.
-3.
Hold on. The number line is counting by twos. It says -10. So when you minus, you go to the left or to the right?
Left.
Left. So start at -4 and go to the left 10 and see what you get. And remember, it's counting by twos. So you got to go 2, 4, 6.
Oh, -8.
-8 would be 2, 4, Remember, we need to subtract 10. You only subtracted 4.
Yeah, another one right here.
6, 8, 10,
Negative 16,
negative 14.
14.
Yeah. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we end at negative 14. So negative 14. So this one's a little bit harder than the first two that we did. So we got to pay extra close attention to detail.
Negative 4 minus 10 equals negative 14. Find negative 5 minus 6. First, write the expression as addition.
All right. Cam1, can you do this one for us?
Yeah. Negative 6.
Yep, that's correct. Subtracting the positives, the same thing as adding the negative. Queen Africa, we're on iReady. We're on the new lesson, Understand Subtraction of Integers.
Now add.
Negative 1.
Nope, not negative 1. So you're gonna, hold on, you're gonna start at negative 5. So start at negative 5, you're minusing 6. So when you minus 6, are you going to the left or to the right?
The left.
All right, so do that. Go to the left 6 and tell me where you end up at.
11. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot you gotta add. You gotta add first and then put the negative.
Yeah, so whenever you get a problem like this where you add a negative, that's going to confuse you on the number line. So don't look at the adding the negative one. Look at just the one that has one sign. You don't want to use the double sign. The one with one sign is easier to follow. So we know minus 6 means go to the left. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we end at negative 11.
Negative 5 minus 6 equals negative 11. Find negative 13 minus 7. First, write the expression as addition.
All right. Daryl, are you back?
20.
I could go. What you say?
All right, yeah, Daryl, you're back. So can you fill this out for us or tell me what to type in?
Okay. What day is Thursday? Wednesday? Wednesday. Gotta put 6
Well,
plus.
no, hold on. The first box is always going to be the same as the first number over here. So what's
13.
oh, negative 13.
Negative 13.
All right. And then the second box is you take the second number and you make it negative.
So it'll be negative 7.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct. Let's use the equivalent expression. Negative 13 plus negative 7. Now add.
So then to get this answer, you're going to look at the equation that only has one operation instead of a double operation. So you start at negative 13 and it's minus 7. So when you minus, do you go to the left or to the right?
To the right.
That's adding. Adding's to the right. We're doing subtraction. So we're going to go to the left. So I do know you see the plus sign right here, but you're adding a negative number. So that can be confusing. So we don't want to look at the equation that has a double sign, like an add plus a negative. You don't want to look at that one. You want to look at the one that only has one sign. So this one has one sign, so this one's easier to look at. So it's minus 7. So minus means, yeah, the left. So when you go to the left 7, what number do you end up at? Yes, negative 20 is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's correct.
Negative 13 minus 7 equals negative 20.
All right, so we got to make sure we're paying attention, because each person I call on, a lot of you are looking at the right equation instead of the left equation. So I shouldn't have to keep telling everyone the same thing. If we're paying attention, we'll hear it when the other person gets told.
The blueprint for a new community pool uses negative numbers to represent feet below ground. The blueprints show the deep end of the pool as 8 feet below ground, which is a depth of negative 8. The city wants the pool to be 5 feet deeper, so a diving board can be installed. Complete the expression that represents the new depth of the pool.
All right. So they said they want the pool to be 5 feet deeper. So if you want it to be deeper, are you going down or are you going up? Cam on. Yeah, hello?
What again? Can you repeat the question, please?
I said it says the pool wants to be 5 feet deeper. So if you want to be deeper, are you going up or are you going down?
Down, negative 5.
No, that would be if it's plus. If it's plus, you'd say negative 5. But since it's minus, it's positive 5. Yeah. Because when you subtract a positive number, you're going down.
Yeah.
Simplify the expression to find the new depth of the pool.
Negative 8.
It's not negative 8, but you start at negative 8, and then you go left or right 5.
The blueprint for a new community pool uses negative numbers to represent feet below ground.
Probably. Got it.
All right, that's fine. So you start at negative 8 and you're subtracting 5. So when you subtract, you go to the left or to the right? All right. Yes, you go to the left. And how many do you go to the left? Right? And where does that leave you at?
Negative 13, right?
Yes, that's correct. You start at negative 8 and go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you end at negative 13.
The new depth of the pool is 13 feet below ground. First, write the expression as addition.
All right, David. What's going to go in this box?
Negative 5.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
negative
that's
13.
no, negative 5. That's right.
Negative 5.
You're right. All we did was switch the subtraction to an addition problem. So you were correct at first. Negative 5.
Now add.
Equals to negative 13.
Yeah, that's correct.
I thought.
The new depth of the pool is 13 feet below ground.
Choose how to use weights to send the ship through the hoop.
All right, Marbly, how are we going to get the ship through the hoop?
You're cutting 3 balloons.
Oh, 3 weights. Yeah, we're going to cut the 3 weights because we need to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And right now, our weights are bringing us down. So if we cut them off, that means the ship is going to go up.
Choose how to use balloons or weights to send the ship through the hoop.
All right, Daryl, how's the ship going to get to the hoop? Or David, how do you get the ship to the hoop?
Wait, you talking to me?
Yeah.
All right.
You said what?
After that,
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Because balloons make us go up.
okay.
All right, Cam on. What do you do for this one?
Subtract -4 to -4. Cut -4 balloons.
Yes, that's
to
correct.
-4 balloons.
We need to go up 4. So right now these weights are bringing us down. So if we get rid of 4 of them, we're going to go up 4. All right, Daryl, what do we do here? All right, Marvelly, what do we do here?
I said something. I forgot that it was on. The first one is you want to go up. So it's the first one?
Yes, the first one. Daryl, which one did you think it was?
I said that it was the first one, but I forgot it was on mute and you couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay, so you all are both right.
Yeah.
All right, so you have to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 4 balloons will move us up 4.
The ship starts at -5. How can you move the ship up 4 units?
Shut up, Brother D. I'll fix you.
All right, David, how can you move the ship up 4 units? Add 4 weights or subtract 4 weights?
Add.
If you add 4 weights, it's going to drop down 4 units.
Oh, subtract. I thought
Yeah.
it was.
If it was balloons, it would have been add 4 balloons.
Yeah.
5 weights minus 4 weights is -5 minus -4. What is the other way to move the ship up 4 units?
All right, David, so what do you do here with the balloons? Yeah, add 4 balloons. So think of the balloons as positive numbers and the weights as negative numbers.
5 weights plus 4 balloons is -5 plus 4. Subtracting -4 and adding +4 have the same effect. The ship starts with 6 weights. It needs to move up 3 units. Which subtraction expression represents starting at -6 and moving up 3 units?
All right, Cam on, do you know this one?
-6 minus -3.
Right, because subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding. Just like adding a negative is the same thing as subtracting, subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
All right, Cam on.
-3.
Yes, -3, because as you can see in the picture, when you're at -6 and you go up 3, you end up at -3.
Which addition expression represents starting at -6 and moving up 3 units?
The second one.
The second one doesn't start at, well, maybe it's the second one for you. I'm not sure because they might be in different orders, but on mine, the second one's starting at +6. We need to start at -6.
Oh,
So there's only one of them that actually starts at -6, so it's got to be this one.
yeah.
If you start at -6 and adding 3 means you're going up 3.
What is the sum?
All right, David, what's the sum?
-3.
Yeah, so subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. So we got the same answer.
Complete the sentence.
Marbly, are these two equations equivalent or not?
Yes.
Yeah, they are equivalent. Subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. So good job.
-6 minus -3 and -6 plus 3 are equivalent. Choose the answer that correctly completes the sentence.
Let's try Cam on.
Yeah. The first one. And the opposite.
Yes, that's correct. So if you look, if everyone looks up here, subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding its opposite, which happens to be a positive. So adding the opposite of a number.
Subtracting a negative number is the same as adding its opposite. Which expression is equivalent to 6 minus -2?
David.
I know it. But 6 plus 2. Good stuff.
Yeah, 6 plus 2, that's correct. So the first number always stays the same. So that means we can automatically get rid of this, and then the negative becomes a positive.
Six minus -2 and 6 plus 2 are equivalent. Which expression is equivalent to 8 minus -4?
Marbly.
First one.
Yes, the first one, because you got to keep the 8 the same, so these two are automatically out of the picture, and then the negative becomes a positive.
Eight minus -4 and 8 plus 4 are equivalent. Which expression is equivalent to -1 minus -5?
Daryl. You know the answer?
4 plus 5.
Yeah, that's correct. But Daryl was supposed to come up with that.
Oh,
Yeah, -1 plus 5, because the first number stays the same. So it's -1, and then
I had
the,
it right. I just don't say it now.
the negative becomes positive.
I've been thinking of
-1 minus -5 and -1 plus 5 are equivalent. Which expression is equivalent to -7 minus -3?
Jameis Lee. Do you know this one? All right, David, do you know this one?
I think it's 7 plus 3 again.
Not 7 plus 3. -7 plus 3. Remember, the first number stays the same, so it's got to be -7. Then the second one becomes positive.
Alright.
-7 minus -3 and -7 plus 3 are equivalent. Find 5 minus -4. First, write the expression as addition.
All right, Marbly, what's going to go in the box?
4.
4. All right, and then what's the answer?
Now add.
9, yes. Because you start at 5. Adding 4 means move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You end at 9.
5 minus -4 equals 9. Find 10 minus -2.
All right,
Simplify the expression.
Camwan. What's this one? All right, Camwan, you know this one? All right, Daryl, do you know this one?
No, wow, we cannot try to work it out.
All right.
There we go. That's -14.
Oh, it's not -14. Remember, subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. So 10 minus -2 is the same thing as 10 plus 2. So if we're at 10 and we've got to add 2, you go to the right 2 times. So when you go, since this number line is going by 2s, we go to the right like that, 2. And our answer is 12. So y'all might want to write this down. Subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. Adding a negative is the same thing as subtracting a positive.
First, write the expression as addition.
All right. David, 10 plus what?
It's gonna be -2, right? Or is it just gonna be 2?
It's just going to be 2. Remember. Yeah, so you might want to write it down. That's why I keep telling the class. If you write it down, then before you answer, you can look at whatever you wrote down. Subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive.
Now add.
All right, Cam on. What's 10 plus 2? Yes, 12.
10 minus -2 equals 12. You can use integers to represent amounts of money. Negative numbers represent owing a debt or having a negative balance. Audrey owes her parents a debt of $20. Her parents will remove $10 of the debt if she babysits her little brother. Which expressions represent this situation? Choose both expressions.
All right, Marbley, if you owe someone a debt, does that mean that's a positive thing or a negative thing?
Negative?
Right, so that means we're going to start with -20. So that means we can automatically get rid of this one. And then it says her parents will remove $10 of the debt. So does that mean you're going to get closer to 0, or are you going to get further away from 0?
Close to 0?
Yes, that means there's 2 possible options. There is -20 plus 10, because that means you're moving to the right, so you're getting closer to 0. And then -20 minus -10, because subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. This top one's wrong because that's going to the left, so it's getting further away from 0.
Let's use the addition expression to find Audrey's balance. Simplify the expression.
All right, Marbley, do you know this one?
-10?
Yep, that's correct. Because you start at -20, and this number line is going by tens, it says you need to go to the right 10 because it's plus. So that means you go over 1 time since we're going by tens. And you end at -10.
If Audrey babysits, her balance will be -$10. That means she will owe her parents $10.
All right, Torian, we're on iReady. And we're doing the new one, Understand Subtraction with Integers. This one's a little bit harder than the other 2.
At first, Alejandro earned a score of 91 on a quiz. He discovered that 3 points had been taken off by mistake. Alejandro showed the teacher, and the teacher removed the 3-point deduction. Which expression could be used to find Alejandro's new quiz score?
All right, Farge, Emmanuel, I see you all finished your quiz, but you got to redo it. That's why we should have been following along. I was calling on you guys, but you weren't answering.
Oh.
All right, so Alejandro got a 91. So obviously that's positive since all our options are positive. He discovered that 3 points have been taken away. So if you take away, is that adding or subtracting? Yeah, Torian, good job, subtracting. So that means this one is correct. What?
Removing -3 means subtracting -3.
Oh, they removed the -3. Oh, they said by mistake. My
Complete
bad.
the sentence.
I messed up. So it said he discovered that 3 points have been taken off by mistake. I didn't read the whole sentence. I just said have been taken off. So they removed the 3 points that were taken off. So that's why that's the correct one. So subtracting -3 is the same as adding +3 or -3. David. Subtracting -3 is the same as adding +3 or -3.
Positive.
Right. Whenever you subtract a negative, that's the same thing as adding a positive.
What is Alejandro's final quiz score? Simplify the expression.
So remember, subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. So that's really 91 plus 3. So Marbly, what's 91 plus 3?
94.
Yes.
Alejandro's final quiz score is 94. Complete the sentence.
All right. So a regular subtraction problem is the same as what? Well, this one's super easy because our first one has to always stay the same. So there's only one option that this could be. Cameron.
Last one.
Yeah, the last one. Because we are, that's the last one. Because remember, P has to stay the same. So this got to be P. So this one can't be right, and this one can't be right, because those are negative P. And then adding a negative is the same thing as subtracting a positive.
What different from mine?
Oh, okay.
Mine was the first one.
Simplify the expression.
All right, David, 2 minus -7 equals what? All right. Oh, hold on, let's see. Give me the new problem. If it's not minus a negative, what would the problem be? 2 what? All right, hold on. It's David's turn. So if we rewrote this, it'd be 2 what? 2.
Yeah, 2 plus.
2 plus.
-7.
Oh, 2 plus +7. Remember, minus a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. You all can write this down if you want so you don't forget. So now we have 2 plus 7. And what is 2 plus 7? Yeah, 9. It does not hurt to write down notes. Notes are the key to remembering things if you can't easily remember it. You don't want to have to waste your time doing this lesson again. You want to pass the first time. And this one's harder than the other ones.
Simplify the expression.
So before we actually try to get the answer, let's do the step that will make this easier. So Marbly, what's the new equation? -9 what?
Yeah, -9 plus 5.
Plus 5. All right, that's correct. So now, to solve this, we just go to -9, and it's plus 5. So are we moving to the left or to the right?
To the right.
To the right. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we end at -4. So we don't have to do any guessing. We can just break the problem down and then get to the correct answer. If we just follow our steps that the lesson has taught us to do.
Simplify the expression.
All right, this one, we don't need to write a new one because we don't have a double sign. We only have to write a new one when we have a double sign right here. There's only one sign, so there's no need to change it up. We can just go straight to -4. And are we going to the left or to the right?
Right.
No. Subtraction is always to the left. So we're going to go to the left 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we end at, right, -11. So we don't want to make this harder than it needs to be.
Simplify the expression.
All right, Torian. Looks like we have a double symbol, a double, what's it called, sign here. So we need to rewrite this. You know how to rewrite this?
Yeah.
All right, what's it going to be?
-3 + 8.
Yes, that's correct. Look, you got here late and you already caught on. That's good. So you start at -3, and then do you go to the left or to the right?
Right.
To the right, yeah, because it's plus. And you go to the right 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you end at 5. So that's going to be our answer. So all we have to do is just follow these steps.
Simplify the expression.
All right, Cameron, do we need to rewrite this expression or not?
Yes.
All right, why are you rewriting it?
2 + 6
Oh, wait, no,
+ 8.
hold on. You look in the middle, look at the two numbers. You look in between them. Do you see one sign or do you see two signs?
So what?
When you look at the two numbers, 2 and 6, in between them, do you see one sign or do you see two signs?
1.
Yeah, when it's 1, you don't rewrite it. When it's 2, you rewrite it. So this one, we don't need to rewrite. We're going to leave it as is because there's only 1. So that means we go to -2, and then it's -6. So -6, is that moving to the left or to the right?
Right.
Plus is to the right. Minus is to the left. So we're going to go to the left 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No.
-8.
Yes, -8. So when there's one sign in between the two numbers, you don't change it. When it's two signs, you do have to rewrite it. And you all have to remember, minus is to the left, plus is to the right.